Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wedgwood on the first Sunday of 2022. So glad to see all of your bright and shiny faces, and to all of you who are watching the recording, we're so glad that you could join us. We are going to start with our announcements. Next Sunday, January 9th, I, Liz Show, will actually be speaking, and my topic will be You Can Do Hard Things. And the following weekend, January 16th, which will be MLK Junior Sunday, Connie Green Johnson will be speaking. And then we have Thomas Hansen will be speaking on Here We Go Again the following Sunday. And then on January 30th, we will have Youth Sunday with our very own Rhea Becker. Our community garden continues to need support. We've got some winter crops, and we would love to invite anyone who'd like to be involved in the community garden to come on out. Just let us know, wedgwood.church@yahoo.com, or reach out over Facebook. All the food grown in our community garden goes to support the community food pantry, and we'd love to have some more volunteers come out and help us. Speaking of the food pantry, we have needs that continue into the new year. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported the food pantry, either by donations of goods or donations of money or time, or even just spreading the word. Anyone who has supported the food pantry in any way through 2021, we really, really appreciate you, and we hope that you will continue to support us in 2022 because the need is still there. If you'd like to volunteer, volunteers must be at least 16 years old and accompanied by an adult if they're under the age of 18. And we welcome all folks, all walks of life, to come and volunteer. We've got a couple different shifts that people can volunteer for. You can also come and help on off days if you want to help sort and organize. We'd love to have folks come out and help us. Some upcoming events: we have our Social Justice Book Club. The next meeting is Thursday, January 13th, and 2 weeks after that, on the 27th, will be the following meeting for January. It'll be at 7 p.m. It's always on a Thursday. They're reading Say Their Names, How Black Lives Came to Matter in America by Patrice Gaines, who is a member of the book club. And it is really special to have one of the authors lead the study of the book with the book club. It's really exciting. So if you want to participate in that, please check out the newsletter, because that has more information on the book club, as well as the temporary Zoom link. It's in the newsletter. You're also welcome to reach out to our email or us on Facebook if you have any questions. So feel free to connect with us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have a website. You can also email us at wedgwood.church@yahoo.com. You can also call us, although for a couple of weeks, don't call the 704 number because that person's out of town and she is in another country. So just send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you as soon as possible. And we have a lot of information in our newsletter. We try to keep the announcements short and sweet. The newsletter is full of lots of good stuff happening at Wedgwood and happening in the community. So if you'd like to sign up for that newsletter, you can go to our website, or you can also sign up by emailing the church. So feel free to contact us at any time at wedgwood.church@yahoo.com. If you need anything at all while Melba is out of town, you're welcome to reach me, Liz Shobe, the Community Outreach Coordinator, at 910-489-2943. This is temporary while Melba is out of town, but you're welcome to call or email me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So we have Melba Evans, our Ministerial Coordinator, who's out of town. There's me, Liz Shobe, and then our fabulous Music Coordinator, who blesses us with her musical gifts every week, Ashanti Munir. And Ashanti and I are in town and happy to help out in whatever way folks need. We ask that folks please continue to support the ministries of Wedgwood in 2022. You can mail your donations to Wedgwood. You can also Venmo us. You can give via PayPal. There's also the Zelle option as well. Thank you so much and Happy New Year. And next up, we have our prelude. And next up, we have Thomas Hansen with our extravagant welcome.
We are all welcome here. Welcome to a church that works for peace, justice, equality, and the care of Mother Earth. An extravagant welcome to you because of your gender identification, sexual orientation, ethnicity, economic situation, physical and mental challenges, doubting or believing, being depressed or full of joy. We are a community of curious and creative spiritual seekers, striving to learn and embody the way of Jesus and other spiritual leaders. Like Jesus, we focus on the plundered and the marginalized as we try to address the major issues of our day. One of the ways we seek to heal the world and ourselves is through sharing parts of our personal story. We are all welcome here.
Welcome here. Thank you, Thomas. Yes, we are all welcome here, young and old, young in spirit, which is why we have a moment for all ages, which is up next. So if there are any little ones around, go ahead and grab them. I have a special talk for the new year. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year.
Oh, he's gonna say it again. Say it again.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Good
Good morning.
New Year.
Yeah. I have a special message for everyone today. I'm going to talk to you all about something really, really powerful. Hope. But first, I have a question. Have you ever hoped for something?
You ever hope for something? Wish for something?
No.
Yes, you have. Sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up.
What about other folks? Has anybody ever hoped for something?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
every day.
Mhm. Like what? What are some things that folks have hoped for?
Peace.
Peace. That's
On
a
the
great one.
day-to-day, good weather.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good weather. Yeah, we have some rainy weather today in Charlotte. Yeah.
I hope to conquer my fears. I hope to conquer them, each and every day and be a better person, stronger person, and not to be so hard on myself. I hope to do that, successfully.
Yeah.
Beat
What are
myself
some
up.
What are some hopes that people have for 2022 now that we're in this new
You want
year?
to happen in the new year?
I don't know.
Not sure yet.
I hope the pandemic goes away.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope to be able to travel some more. I want to see some beautiful places and, like Raquel was saying, some beautiful water. I want to move around a little bit better.
Yeah.
I hope for more peace in the world too, that people just calm down and just relax and just stop hating on things that we don't need to be hating on. I hope for that forever,
Mhm.
And I hope
Yeah.
for better food and cleaner food options.
Yeah. I think that hope is kind of like an acorn. Gavin, have you ever seen an acorn?
You seen an acorn before? That the squirrels always get in the backyard?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
They're
and
really,
I
really
seen one
little, right?
and I seen one at the park.
Yeah.
At the park? Yeah, I bet you do. I've got a lot of acorns in my backyard. Yeah, and maybe some folks do too.
Yeah.
What do you think acorns hope to be one day?
Oh, what do you think the acorn wants to be? I think he wants to try to be a tree.
No.
No?
No, because the tree is not an animal.
No, a tree is a tree. I said that the acorn hopes to be a tree. He's looking at me like, no, can't be a tree. Yeah, if you put it in the dirt, it'll grow into a tree, a big maple tree.
Mhm.
When I was swinging on the monkey bars, I just saw the squirrel.
Yeah, getting the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know squirrels really, especially this time of year, squirrels really like nuts, especially acorns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your grandma's right. I think acorns, their hope is to maybe one day, if they're not eaten by a squirrel, to become a big giant tree. And this is why acorns kind of remind me of hope. Now, if I took an acorn and I just dropped it on the floor inside my house and walked away and didn't do anything, do you think that acorn would have any hope of becoming a big tree?
You think if she just left the acorn on the floor, that it could become a tree in the house?
No, the tree will be too
Yeah.
high and it will break the roof.
Yeah, it had to go outside. Right?
Yeah, it has to go outside and it needs some things, right? What does the acorn need to grow into a big tree?
Oh, it's some Tell her it's something. Then the acorn needs dirt. Tell her. What does it need to grow to a tree?
Dirt.
Dirt.
Needs some dirt,
Water.
yeah, some soil, water,
And
Sunlight.
sunlight,
And
sunshine.
sunshine. Yeah, you got it.
And some love too.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So like acorns, acorns need certain things, right? Like acorns, our hope needs certain things in order to grow and come to life. First, we start with our imaginations. We imagine that thing that we're hoping for. Like an acorn might imagine it growing into a big tree, right? I want you to take a moment and close your eyes and imagine something that you hope for. Imagine something that you hope for.
Imagine something that you hope for.
I don't know.
You're not sure. He's not sure. He doesn't know how to hope yet.
That's okay. You can let the other folks practice hope for you, right? So your hopes are like acorns. They just need a little work, care, action, help, and maybe even a little luck to ever really come to life, like an acorn becoming a mighty oak tree. And one important question, could you ever have an oak tree without first having an acorn? That be
That's like the
possible?
chicken. That's like the chicken before the egg.
Kinda, yeah. But you really couldn't have a tree without the acorn, right? You have to have that seed. In the same way, every great thing that anyone has ever done began with hope, with someone's imagination of what could be, plus actions to help it grow to life. That's the power of hope. So as we start this new year, we talked about things that people hope for. I want you to go out and think about some actions that you can take to make those things that you hope for grow to life. So happy New Year and have a great week. And hopefully you'll start your week in a little hope.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gavin.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, Gavin.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He said bye.
And next up, we have our time of sharing celebrations and concerns. So feel free to send a message in the chat or unmute yourself and share what's on your hearts today.
So I just want to ask the group, my brother goes into week 1 of radiation treatments. This past Thursday, we did a trial run and the mask was uncomfortable, pressed on his nose, bothered his eye. So all the things, scary, uncomfortable, but he made it through the trial and he can make it through the rest. I just want extra prayers for his attitude. Not that I'm calling him out on anything. I don't know what my attitude would be, but I think I do know something about even prayers for myself. I'm a glass half full girl, and I always want to fill up other people's glass, and they're not like me. So, I need help just listening, just shutting up. Shutting up. Thank you, friends.
Absolutely.
I want to request some prayers for my daughter Naj. You know, she's going through some changes and stress causes problem when you have multiple sclerosis. And that the housing thing goes through. They seem like they're dragging their feet and giving her dates, but then they don't follow up. So I'm just hoping that this, you know, this is completed and she'll have her apartment and everything will be, you know, the way it needs to be. It's stressing her out a little bit. So,
Yeah.
you know, not knowing where you're going to go. Thank you for that.
Definitely.
I'm just thankful that I made it through 2021. I mean, there's so many people that are not here. So many people passed, got sick, died. I mean, you know, so many people. And then here we are, we're still here. We've been blessed and covered and protected all through all this craziness. So that's a blessing in itself. I mean, we're special people, I would say.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You know, we got things to do because we're still here. So we're here for a purpose. That's how I look at it. So I'm thankful that I'm here for a purpose and I'm going to fulfill whatever that purpose is and not take my life for granted.
And I think one of our celebrations, springboarding on that, Ashanti, is that I think that one of the silver linings of the pandemic has been more of an awareness of mental illness. I know it's taken a lot of people between addiction and suicide and things that happen when you are separate. But I also think that, like it or not, people had to deal with the fact that we live with mental illness, just like we live with cancer or diabetes. And boy, oh boy, that's a big step. I mean, again, I hope I'm not being a Pollyanna, but I think people were forced to look at it for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah, it put more attention to it.
Yes.
Yeah, more attention. I speak
I
about that a
pray-
lot, about the
I-
mental health issues. You know, people can look just regular and smile and there's really struggling on the inside. I mean, I do that sometimes too. You know, you think, oh, she just always no, there's things going on. I cover it up a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
And people do that. They put their mask on, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
You know.
I asked for prayer for my cousin's family. My cousin died this week. He was 74. His name was Lonnie Tingen. And, you know, a lot of people are going to miss him. He was a really good person. So pray for his family.
Yeah. I'm excited for the new year, though. New opportunities, you know, new opportunities, new focus. We cleaned the house from top to bottom, got rid of junk, cleaned out this, cleaned out that for a new perspective, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I also have to just ask for prayers for, quick story. My son will be dead 6 years this January. And in the darkest beginnings, I got a call from a girl who I did not know, and she asked if I could meet her for dinner, that she wanted to talk about my son. And I had no idea what was going to come up. And as we all know, with substance use disorder, you hear a lot of things after somebody passes that you didn't know. Some you want to hear, some you don't. So I did not know. And my daughter and I went to meet her, and she was just a beautiful soul, a girl who told me that she had a brain tumor operation in high school and she had to have prednisone and all these other things that really increased her weight to a point where it got in her way, and she was just dealing with it, and the way it made her look, she was uncomfortable. Imagine high school. And she told me that my son went and asked her at lunch to come sit at the football players' table. And from then on, she was friends with all of his friends. Well, her sister Kelsey also had substance use disorder and passed, but she died. Megan died on the 22nd of December. She did not have substance use disorder. She did have a lot of residual issues and comorbidities from her brain tumor. But anyway, my heart hurt that day. And I was so grateful to have met her. So prayers for her family as celebration of life is coming, but I haven't heard yet. Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
Okay, well, we'll take the next few moments to do as you are so moved, to meditate or pray, or sit with all of the prayers and celebrations, joys and concerns, both said and unsaid. Amen. Next up, we have someone who really doesn't need much of an introduction. Everyone here knows her and loves her. Longtime Wedgwoodian and someone whose talks I look forward to every time. Donna Beal.
Good morning. I opened my meditation today with a quote from poet Rilke. And now we welcome the new year, full of things that have never been. We usually welcome the new year with black-eyed peas and collard greens. We eat the traditional meal hoping for prosperity. Now, I don't particularly care for black-eyed peas or collards, but I cherish my superstitions. If I eat that New Year's meal, I am promised a penny for every pea and folding money for every collard. And of course, it wouldn't be a new year if there wasn't a resolution of some kind. And we must admit that most of the resolutions in past years are broken by a dozen excuses within the first month. But that's okay. Our intentions were good. I recently saw someone's resolution on Facebook. They said, this year, I want to be more like Jesus. Hang out with sinners, upset religious people. I'm pretty good at that one. Tell stories that make people think. Be kind. I need to work on that a little bit. And take naps on boats. As church people, we tend to work hard to save the world. And I'm not saying today that we shouldn't be about ushering in the kingdom of God, but there are also times when we need the wisdom to know when to just be there, when to stop trying to fix things. In Greensboro, North Carolina, where I grew up, there was this woman who walked back and forth on the sidewalk in front of the Jefferson Building downtown where my dad worked. She wore a cardboard sign on her back that had a big black letters that read, "Repent and escape the wrath of God to come." And she shouted loud. One day, this man came into my dad's office very shaken. He was sweating profusely and he said, "Something has got to be done about that woman out there. She crept up behind me and shouted, 'Repent.' Scared me half to death." My dad, also a somewhat superstitious Christian, replied, "Well, I'm not about to tell her to leave. God might ask me to take her place." Now, a few years ago, I found a card that said, "The beginning is near," and it is. So today we're going to think about resolutions and new beginnings. As most of you know, I'm a poet. Throughout the COVID, I found myself writing a lot about my mother, who is in assisted living. I couldn't visit for long stretches because of the pandemic. I wrote almost an entire book of poems, sorting out very mixed feelings about her and her situation and my own. When I spoke with her on the phone, I struggled with the declines that were apparent as she fell deeper and deeper into dementia. I tried to fix it, gave her all sorts of advice. I became increasingly frustrated and convinced myself that Mom wasn't even trying. I tried, with little regard or understanding, to make her back into the person she used to be. The stages of grief became real. Initially, there was denial and eventually anger, and I wrote about all of it. I read something from Psychiatry of the Soul. It was a meditation written by Heidi Pride that made me stop and think about acceptance, and it made me realize I still have much to learn about love. To love someone long-term is to attend 1,000 funerals of the people they used to be, the people they're too exhausted to be any longer, the people they grew out of, the people they never ended up growing into. We so badly want the people we love to get their spark back when it burns out, to become speedily found when they are lost. But it is not our job to hold anyone accountable to the people they used to be. It is our job to travel with them between each version and to honor what emerges along the way. Sometimes it will be even a more luminescent flame. Sometimes it will be a flicker that temporarily floods the room with a perfect and necessary darkness. So I started the last year with this poem. It was published this past December in Snapdragon, a journal for art and healing, in their issue on grief. Mother. She talks herself into sadness, spits out words like watermelon seeds. All my friends are dead. I am all alone. She is beside herself. In her house, everything is broken and remote. Loneliness becomes a comfortable repetition. In her hunger for mail, she makes donations, answers every phone call, expecting someone. There is not a light in the house bright enough to find what was lost. Every day is ordinary as Saturday. I want her to move past the chain link fence. I want her voice to rise in laughter. I want her to sit next to herself like an old friend, share good news, taste the honey in her tea. The following two poems are initial drafts and may not be finished yet, but I share them today as part of the grief process. I started this poem after I visited my mother on her 92nd birthday in November. Dementia, when I forget I'm me. An entire life of regrets forgotten. Long conversations evaporate into passing moments. Don't try to remember the words. They are like picking at threads one miraculously catches between thumb and finger as you hold on to a single string. Pull, pull, and watch as the fabric and everything that once held you together unravels. And now the last poem, Mama Far Away. It is enough, you ask who gave you the felted mouse. You gave it a name, said it reminds you of a living thing. It is enough, you received a coloring book in the mail today, new crayons, even though you cannot remember who sent them. It is enough, you were delighted by the anonymous carnations, saved the bow, tied it to the bars of your walker. It is enough. For a moment you knew who I was on the other end of the phone. So my 2022 resolution is acceptance. Is bringing all that I am to the task of accepting what cannot be fixed. It is being there for lessons in love. It is changing the sign I wear on my back, the one that feels responsible for saving the world. It is putting on a new sign, one that says the beginning is near. What's your resolution? What's your new beginning? After the message today, we'll have a time of sharing, and I invite you to share your resolutions, any new beginnings you may have for 2022. And now I want to introduce Ashante's song. Ashante will be singing Let It Be this morning. The song was written by Paul McCartney. Here's what he said about writing it. My mother, who had been dead at that point for about 10 years, came to me in a dream, and it was as if she could see that I was troubled. And she sort of said to me, she said, let it be, let it be. I woke up and remembered the dream, and then I sat down and wrote the song.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my heart of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When all the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
And for our benediction today, I wrote a poem this week, and it's called Benediction. And now we welcome the new year, full of things that have always been. Cornbread and collards, black-eyed peas and sweet potatoes. Continue to pray over the groceries, again at the table, on your knees at night, before dreams travel through rough terrain. Wake up to celebrate your soul's safekeeping, in spite of life's countdown, measured in 5 digits on one open hand. Count backwards. Follow 3 lines in the forehead grown deep with worry, ask why hope still waits at the door like an unwelcome stranger. It is a new year. Invite the stranger in. Open your heart, as Rilke said so many years ago. And now we welcome the new year, full of things that have never been. Go in peace and hospitality. Amen.